The Halo universe is filled with wonder, mystery, and fascinating discoveries around every corner. With so much to explore, four friends decided it was about time that they booted up their consoles and discussed this universe that has grabbed their attention since childhood. JumperScape Audio kindly welcomes you to join them in the library.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Library, the show where we talk about Halo lore. Connor141 at checkout, spelled C-O-N-N-O-R. Go ahead, say it.
C-O-N-N-O-R.
Oh, shoot.
What?
Connor's muted.
No, don't stop it. Don't stop it. That's great.
No, I just marked an M key.
I was going to say,
like,
no, Connor's just going to be like, and everyone watches you like, what are we missing? What is he saying? Well, that's my thing. He's trying to communicate. I just know it. What is he saying?
Not even going to hear that part. It's just going to be you going.
Can the people hear me now?
Yeah.
You just gotta put the best thing that would make that, just put like a white and black filter on the video, make like an old-timey filter on it.
Just zoom in on it.
And have like the code as the subtitle.
Yes.
Anyway, C-O-N-N-O-R 141.
At glitchenergy.com. It helps support the show and it gets you some actually really useful energy stuff. I'm not sold on these usually, but this one has saved me on many work nights recently, so thank you. So, last week, gentlemen, I told you about the origins, the beginnings of Bungie. Bungle Studios.
Bungus.
I was here for that.
Yes. And this week, we continue with the origins of
The number company.
I went 343 Industries. Now, I think the nicest way to start this off is by saying that 343, upon its inception, was a really good idea.
Upon its inception,
it is no longer a good idea.
This thing that is no longer an idea. It is an entity. It is no longer a good idea.
So here's the thing. 343's one of their first contributions, the thing that I really attribute their success to, and I'm certain that you guys will be like, oh, I don't know. They made Halo Waypoint, like originally, the very first iteration of it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Know about that.
Thank you, Connor. So
I thought the first thing they worked on was Halo Legends.
It's like I said, one of them. I don't have the timeline in my head because I didn't have as much time to research this topic as I did last week. Among the first was Legends, ODST, Reach, Waypoint.
Connor still has to watch Legends.
Yes, he does. It's free on YouTube. It's also free on Prime. It's also free on Tubi.
I don't have Tubi, I don't think.
It's free.
It's free. I have 3
Tubi
copies.
is such a wild service.
Yeah.
You just download it. Don't even make an account. And you have just a bunch of stuff.
We gotta be careful. We might get this website
illegal?
shut down. I was just saying it might be.
Shut down. No, it's not legal.
It's
You
not.
can get it on the Xbox store.
It's just
legal.
there.
That's crazy.
It's a
you don't
huge
even got to
entity.
make an account.
No, it's like a library for it's like a library for movies.
Basically, the way I'm pretty sure it works
That's
is
pretty insane.
they get a lot of movies that are not on other services. They play ads on them. That's how they afford it. And also, the streaming quality is not as high.
So like Tubi and Freevee, both fire. I love Freevee. I think that's how we watched a whole lot of movies. Slugterra. Yeah, that show's fire. That's like one of the most hype intros of all time. Anyway,
Slugterra.
dude, it's great. It is a good show.
I'm gonna have to invest at some point.
It's
My
so
favorite
fun.
part about Tubi TV is the ad breaks are
break from the
randomly
ads?
selected,
Wanna
so
break
you
from
could
the
be
ads?
going through the most suspenseful part of the movie, and then suddenly with Colgate's new Pro, like.
Also, these just to address it, these cookies here have been provided by my lovely wife Cheyenne, who is also our tech for today.
Hi.
Hello.
And pretty much every day
They're good.
Yes, I just like to make it like an event every time
for the day.
for the day. Now here's the thing about 343. All right, originally it wasn't their job to handle the franchise, obviously, but it wasn't Bungie's job either. Bungie actually had this really fun thing where they just did not care about the idea of it being a franchise. They just wanted to make the games. But Microsoft was like, guys, you understand that we could be swimming in so much more money if you guys actually, like, I don't know, put on a suit and like portrayed yourselves a little bit differently. And to quote Frank O'Connor, at one point they were being told that they should be wearing more business formal attire during meetings and all of that. And it was Frank O'Connor back in the day, because he was an original member of Bungie. Not like an OG, but he was around during the time of Halo 3 and such. He is quoted in saying, "We don't do that around here."
Sounds like my
they
kind of
don't
place.
do it. So that's kind of what Bungie was at. They just wanted to make the games. They didn't want anything else that had to come with publishing a game. So the Microsoft Game Studios franchise development group, it's the whole name there, was in charge of Halo's marketing and their expansion of the lore back in the day. Stuff like books, toys, all that stuff was all Microsoft. Hence why there wasn't very much. But it did get better after 343 took over. And 343 was a internal development. It was sort of like we're so painfully aware that Bungie is leaving us and going to go do other things. So what are we going to do? And there's this chick that pops in. This chick named Bonnie Ross. And Bonnie Ross is like, I have a vision for the future of Halo. And Microsoft's like, that's crazy. You want a company?
I also have astigmatism.
Okay.
I like Bonnie Ross. I think she's kind of the scapegoat for a lot.
A little bit, yeah. And that's understandable when you're just kind of looking at it on the surface. It does kind of, it is easy to imagine that it all just goes back to her because she's the top, what was the top dog. But as we've sort of gathered by now, there's usually other players that will prevent ideas from happening. And it also should be noted, a lot of the coolest things that we've gotten to experience as Halo fans has been because of 343. I can't really say that Bungie spent as much time trying to get the audience involved in the franchise that is Halo. 343 did the ballsy thing of hiring a lot of fans, like a ton of them. One of the most famous that I could think of off the top of my head is Jeff Easterling. His username was Grimbrother1. And Jeff Easterling is now just like the head of the franchise lore. He's the top dog. He's in control of all of the universe, basically. He's the one that will determine whether or not something happens in the canon. And he was just a fan. They just really liked him.
I mean, did a pretty good job. I know 343 really, like, I know Bungie didn't care too much on lore, like the lore aspect. Like you said, they wanted to like mainly focus on the game. Like there was lore, but like the universe wasn't nearly as expansive until 343 took over.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that checks out. That checks out.
Yeah. So pretty much 343's goal was to take this thing that was limited by just games and try to find ways to expand it in ways that it hadn't been done before. And that was including things that we got to finally see, such as Halo in some way on the big screen. Forward Unto Dawn never got a theatrical release, but
Banger.
honestly, it should have.
Banger.
It was really good. Even like none of the complaints that I've ever heard, get your feet off the Halo 2 rug before I end you.
Makes a fair
ground.
point.
Hey, thanks. Sorry about that. I don't know where that came from.
Oh no, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
Understandable. No, understandable. Understandable.
It's a blatant disrespect for the GOAT.
Yes.
That's like stepping on the team logo, you know?
Planting the flag on the team logo.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're supposed to be on our team.
But Forward Unto Dawn had a lot of stuff in there that I was trying to watch it again recently because I was thinking of people in their complaints saying like the Covenant isn't in it enough and it's too much about the human element. And I'm like, okay, hi, I'm a book reader. That's just Halo.
That's just
Halo cares a lot about the human element more than the Covenant oftentimes. Probably one of my favorite novels, if not my favorite, honestly, by this point, still Halo Silent Storm. Yes, there's a Covenant angle. yes, it does take up about half of the book, but the thing that it's really about is not about Operation Silent Storm or the Nizat Cavarosi. I'm pretty sure it was Cavarosi, who was tasked with defending this platform that was above this planet so that Spartans don't take it out while the Covenant is still unknowing about the Spartans' existence. It's not about any of that. It's about John learning what it means to be a leader, learning what it means to be a Spartan, most importantly, but to also learn that it's okay to put your team in the line of fire oftentimes. Basically, him learning that earning another man's respect and another leader's respect especially is one of the most important things to focus on, because he gained the respect of many important leaders during that operation. And it's all about that sort of personal development. Bless you.
Thank you.
It's all about that personal development. Yes, there's really cool scenes of things like in space hijacking of banshees and such like that, or blowing out portions of a space station to send Covenant flying out into space on multiple levels because the Spartans move so fast that they can't stop them. That stuff's great. That stuff's cool. But it's always been about the human personal development side of things. So seeing Lasky get his story told that way, it was beautiful. I loved it. And 343 has always taken that angle. And I'm going to see if I can expand on 343's origins as we go along, but there's still a lot of it that is kind of up in the air about what were those circumstances like? What exactly was going on when 343 was at the helm and things were a little bit weird? Their primary blocks that they've run into, aside from who was in charge, because everyone's always questioned Frank O'Connor and Bonnie Ross and anyone else that was in charge there, especially people like Jeremy Patinod. He was the franchise director. But now he's a book writer. He's writing the new book, Empty Throne, coming out next year. We're going to see a preview out of it at Halo Championship Series Worlds in Seattle. And we might see you there too if you go. You should
go. You should go.
You should go.
I mean, we're going. You should go.
We're going to take a group picture with everybody that wants to be in a group picture.
I'd want to be in that group picture.
That might be a lot of pictures.
That's fine by me. That's a lot of people. That would be dope.
It would be.
Just imagine having that on a cover art on LinkedIn.
Just our entire first day at HCS is just us. Like, it's at that point, just get us a booth. let us have a booth.
I tried.
Let us have the jumper booth.
I tried.
Did you really try?
Absolutely.
What was I'm assuming it was a resounding no, but like
it wasn't a resounding no.
What's the qualifications to have a booth?
Honestly, there was no communication about why.
They just said no.
They didn't say anything.
Oh, they just didn't answer you?
Yeah, it was one of those circumstances.
You got left unopened.
But it was a thing I was able to apply to it. I had very good reason. They wanted a whole, you know how I operate. I have a plan for everything. They wanted a whole.
What if they like responded and told you yes, but it's like in a junk folder somewhere?
We could have done an episode of the library where we pulled people in to talk about their Halo opinions.
I'm going to be, trust me, man, there's all sorts of interesting things that I wanted to do. And I pitched all sorts of stuff like on the fly forge challenges. We just have a booth of consoles set up and people have to build something in like 10 minutes. Lore breakdowns and pulling up guests and all of that. There was a lot of stuff that I pitched. And judging by how this year goes, this year will determine whether or not I have grounds to tell people, hey, you should host us. People know us. Look at that guy. He's wearing my shirt. JumperScape.com. We got merch. It's really cool.
We do have merch.
I'm not wearing mine because this shirt is comfortable and I feel like it.
That is also the same reason why I'm not wearing mine.
I don't have a t-shirt.
I got off of work and then got stuck in traffic and had some other things pop up.
I'm wearing a hat.
I do have the jacket in my car.
Every other Lorecast hat, JumperScape.com. Thanks, James.
I do have the jacket in my car, but that doesn't matter right now.
I forgot I was wearing it.
Is it cozy?
Yes, it is cozy.
It's stretched nicely?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. The hat is great. You should get one.
Nicely.
Back to the subject. Anyone who I've told like about HCS, like, oh, do you guys have a booth down there? I'm like, no.
Just start lying to people. If they're not going, they'll never know.
We might as well, because the amount of people that are expecting us. Here's something crazy to me, all right? I'm going off topic just because of the fact that like the whole 343 origin story thing, it really is just up in the air. And there's a lot more that's just kind of more opinionated and whether or not you really like care about certain things. We'll get back into it in a second, but there are 3 separate groups of people that are driving across the country to go to HCS Seattle, and they met through our Discord.
Real.
Discord.gg/JumperScape.
Damn it, I was-
Thanks, James.
I was about to plug it. I was so close.
Check out the forums.
Check out the forums. Honestly, I'm pretty sure you check the forums more than I do, and that's wild to
I
me.
probably do.
I feel like you created half.
Did
No.
you? No?
No, the ones I'm on, I know Kyle made the gym one.
Did Kyle make that one? I thought you made that one.
No, he made it.
Kyle made it.
I'm pretty sure.
What about the cars one? Did Kyle make that one too?
I think he made all of them before anyone could really get into them.
Not that you
And
can
then
even
there's an
check.
anime
There's a
one.
music one.
Bro, there's a football talk. There's
There's
one.
James made
I
the
made
football
the
one.
football
Oh
one.
yeah.
There's a crochet one.
There
There's
is
a
one for
crochet.
specifically Odd Duck. There's Warframe.
There's a horse.
Anime.
There's a horse chat because we have a cars chat.
Yeah,
What the
it's not active in the slightest.
Oh, duh.
There's
Respectfully,
there's
to
a
all the horse
conversation
people in our
area.
Discord.
there's a place where you can have conversations about indie games.
I know there's like a horror meme one as well. Somewhere in there, there's like a horror meme one.
I always like checking the JumperScape memes. It's been a while since I've checked, but that's my favorite place.
There
to check.
there hasn't been one in a while, but there's people posting one every now and then. Like one posted in 237's room 237 streaming on Fridays. Meme chat that was like me waiting on Fridays for 237 to drop, and it's some spooky dude.
It's Michael Myers.
Listen, I couldn't remember who it was, and I can't check right now because that's unprofessional.
You're unprofessional.
No, I'm not.
Whoa.
Oh.
I'm professional in the way that Bungie was professional.
I opened up the food forum, and the very first message is Austin in August of last year. Just says we're cooking. That's it.
That makes sense.
That's it. I think that's like, I don't know, might be like the headline of it or something.
I think
I think I'm just saying we're cooking.
Yeah, I guess so.
So HCS.
So I think people are waiting for you to drop your Alfredo recipe in there.
Okay.
You should do that.
People will be overly shocked how simple and easy it is to
that's
make
how
Alfredo.
that's how Alfredo should be.
I
Yeah,
would
I agree.
say HCS is more evidence to go roundabout. Is another thing that shows what 343 does for Halo.
Exactly. Dude.
Because that doesn't exist with Bungie.
No,
also,
they
You had
went
MLG.
They went to events. They didn't host them.
also Halo Outpost Discovery in 2019. Don't forget about that.
Oh no, I couldn't.
I think I do understand a couple concerns that people have regarding these events, because what they'll do is it's the same thing with their games. They'll do something cool and then never do it again.
Outpost Discovery is like, granted, some things happened in 2020 that kind of prevented that. So I understand, but you can now. you can do it. Granted, I think Outpost Discovery was like I looked at it more as like a marketing thing for Halo Infinite, build up like, hype train type of deal. So I think there needs to be a reason. So maybe like when we get the announcement of the next Halo game, they'll do it. But they need to stop taking fucking 8 years between a Halo game.
I still remember watching the pictures come through and going like, it looks fun.
We told you could go, but I think it was like working for your dad. You were like, yeah, I can't ask my dad to give me a few days off to go to a video game convention or something like that.
Or I just didn't have the money.
It was I remember a very vivid conversation I had with you, and it was like,
What time of year was it? Like,
it was August. It was in August, I believe.
I was probably in football.
I think it was like you were like a week away from going. Like you would have been able to, but
okay.
it was
like first week.
Oh, man. It was like it was
just out of
early
the first
August.
week of August.
It was early August. Hold on, I'm going back to 2019. Pardon me, real quick.
Going back to 2019.
It was
what do you-
around August 5th because it was
yeah.
for Austin's birthday.
I'd have been able. I would have
It
barely been
was-
able
It
to
was-
go.
August 1st.
Well, when
was
would
the
you?
first day we were there.
When did you guys get back?
Probably my birthday.
You said we were there for like the weekend, and then we went back.
All of my memories that I have on my phone, like photos and all of that, end on August 4th.
I could have made it.
Let's see.
Weirdly enough,
Yeah, we left.
randomly today. Went back and looked at our Outpost Discovery group chat that we made.
Oh yeah,
So funny how this stuff works out.
that was how we finally got to meet Antonio in person.
It
Yeah.
was.
I loved that.
It was fun.
We pretended not
We
to know it.
gaslit the shit out of him. We were but while we were waiting for the gates to open for Outpost Discovery, a buddy we met online, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be there too. I'll go and say hi to you guys." He showed up. We were like at the front of the line. He was like, maybe like 5-10 minutes back, and he kind of like weaseled his way up to the front, and he kept messaging us. Is like, hey, I'm towards the front. Where are you guys? I mean, he's like, I see you guys, and we're like, no, we don't see you. And he's like standing like right behind us, and we're messaging him like, dude, we don't see you at all, because like he's never like he's probably seen pictures, but like not enough of us to be like, oh yeah, no, they're bullshitting. Like he's like, maybe that isn't them. He's like, what do I know? But there was a point where he was like right behind us, and he was messaging like, where the hell are you guys? And we're like, dude, we're up here. Where are you?
Big goofy backpack.
He had a string bag, an energy sword, and a Master Chief helmet.
I still have that really good clip of him running up alongside the escalator instead of taking it and then collapsing at the top of the stairs.
Yep. The last day at Outpost Discovery was fun because like the last day, most of the people were already left. Like the last day was like super, super quiet. I forget why we were there the last day. We could have just went home. I mean, just to get our money worth it.
I'm pretty sure it was just because we were really big fans of Halo and continue to be.
Yeah.
It was more of like might as well.
Because why wouldn't you?
Yeah, we were there, spent our money, might as well be.
I'm glad that we did. Now that I know that they never got it back.
No, yeah, I think we made the most of it.
We wanted to go do the hits again.
Yeah,
the laser tag.
That VR was awesome.
My big thing, my biggest regret is like not having the ability to go see Steve Downs and Jen Taylor.
Yeah, I was hoping to make up for that.
We had VIP. Damn. Yeah, they're not even going to be there. Yeah. We bought VIP passes, and for the most part, it was worth it. There was a nice lounge, had some games and such. It was a good time.
Dude, that lounge was fantastic.
No, it was.
Playing Halo 2 with a dev was awesome.
Yeah, we got to talk to a 343 dev, and we got to like ask some Halo Infinite questions, but like he was very, very vague. Like he would not tell us a thing.
It's probably because, honestly, looking back, he probably didn't know anything.
It seemed like he did.
He
said he played it.
Do you?
I mean, yeah.
I remember this whole conversation. I can go over because I remembered it hardcore. I took
the game
notes.
we got is probably very different than the game.
At the time,
it was probably a hero shooter back then.
Not just that. At the time, Halo Infinite had a linear campaign.
It did.
And it was almost done.
Yes.
So the circumstances of this guy, no idea who he was. Whenever we asked him what his job was, he said that he names things, which is utterly BS, but probably also an extension of what he actually does.
That's probably keeping it vague. That's probably what he was allowed to say.
Yes.
I mean, he was maybe a writer.
Maybe. And then when we were talking to him, we were keeping our questions rather vague because we just wanted to really get to know him a little bit.
Antonio,
I won't. I'll get there. Trust me. I was going to get
was
there.
About to get a restraining order.
I will get there. We're asking questions about like I remember we asked the very general question: don't you touch my son ever again? I'm going to hurt you.
You're sitting next to the man. I wouldn't mess with him.
Oh my god.
You're in kicking range.
Okay. Let's tell you a story, bud.
My son, Jim.
Oh.
So, this is Jim from now on. We'll keep that in mind. We asked him a very general question of how does Halo Infinite make you feel? And he answered that he hadn't felt this way since Reach. Now, whoever you are, I've played Halo Infinite. You're a liar. However, perhaps the game was different.
I will say, I mean, if you look at the gameplay of Halo Infinite, what other Halo is it like comparable to?
None.
I mean, no, I agree.
I'd say it's most similar, honestly, being completely for real, to Halo 5.
I would argue it's much closer to CE in feel.
I was talking about like gameplay. Like, I guess maybe I was thinking more like the way just it feels.
I definitely don't want. I'm not going to say Halo 5. I don't agree.
I would still say CE just because of.
I don't want to say CE either.
Even in the combat, the way that the AI behaves is very similar to that of CE. The way that they move, the way that they interact with each other and the enemy.
I will say that's one thing I did like about Infinite is the encounters, like the way that the AI fight was pretty good.
Maybe he meant the art style.
I don't know.
I mean, again, it could have been a completely different game. Who knows? But for the most part, we were being vague with our questions because we were like, obviously, he's not going to tell us anything. Like, we're nobodies. Like, what the hell are you going to tell? At least we were. What the hell is he going to tell us something for? And every time we like maybe overstepped, he was like, "Yep, can't answer that." Just immediately shot it down. We were like, "Come on, like loosen up a little bit." Nope. wasn't happening. He was not having any of it. And our buddy Antonio berated this poor guy.
Wow.
Not even about infinite questions, but just about like
having this bug on MCC.
Bug games on MCC, and this poor bastard probably didn't even work on MCC a day in his life.
No, MCC had a very small team.
He kept telling
Right.
him, he was like, "Oh, well, that's not really something I work on."
Right.
And then he kept going, "Yeah, but I keep getting this weird bug where this happens," and this poor guy,
He's just like,
was
what do
having
you
a
want?
good
Get this
time
little
talking to
bastard
us,
away from me.
suddenly is like, "Well, it was nice talking to you guys," and then just gets up and leaves.
So then,
Yeah.
out of anger, 2 or 3 years of planning go by, and I start a podcast so that I can interview these people freely.
So if you're that 343 dev and you just so happen to be listening,
Potentially
You
X343
remember our
dev.
faces.
yes, if you want to come on and discuss
Aired
with us,
grievances.
yeah, if you want to.
Or, if you're not involved with Halo at all, you could also get on the podcast. Streaming every Thursday.
I have nothing to apologize for because I wasn't there.
I mean, I'm not apologizing. I mean, I guess I
wouldn't.
I'm apologizing for my
yes,
my friends.
for our
because he has yet to.
yeah, for our stick
I
of a
still don't
friend
think he knows he did anything wrong.
Honestly, because I'm associated with him, I'm sorry for what he's done.
for you having to put up with him.
Cool guy,
We love
but
him.
Oh, so here's the thing.
What I hear.
I'm gonna give an update. So I'm just casually like friends with Forbeck on Discord now. He messaged me, he pings me, and sends me one of those like default wave emojis. And I
Like,
was
hey,
that's an author, all right. And I'm just like, hey, the show's kind of already going. I'm sorry. And he's like, no worries. Ping me when you're done. I love him. He's great. So originally, I'm going to set you down, Jim. So originally, I was going to uproot the 343 idea because Matt Forbeck wanted to be on the show, and I love Matt Forbeck. He's probably my favorite author out of the entirety of all of them. Sorry, Troy Denning. I know you're on the show, and Kelly Gay. You both are awesome, but Matt Forbeck is so good. Anyway, I have all of his books here.
just pulled him out of the void. He just pulled them out of the void.
Yeah, and straight up from their perspective, there's nothing there. I just materialized these.
I saw the books.
Why'd you have to?
They were dispensed out of our OG Xbox.
The very first story in Halo Fractures, the reason why it's here is lessons learned by Matt Forbeck. So,
Shane's getting a little handsy today.
whoa, pause. That is workplace harassment. So, let's do a little bit of quick recap on just a few brief things about 343's origin, because there are a few interesting aspects that I want to know if you guys either A, remember, or B, find interesting if you're learning it for the first time. First and foremost, one of my favorite little factoids about 343 was that it started as a small team of about maybe 10 people. That was their marketing, that was doing waypoints, that was doing all this small stuff. Then Bungie steps away and they have to work on Halo 4. 10 guys cannot do this. That is not possible. Not even Bungie employees could do it. They probably could, but it wouldn't be finished. So they hire hundreds of employees. But where do you get these hundreds of employees?
Contractors.
No.
The internet.
They were initially not supposed to be contractors.
No, yeah, okay, fair enough.
So what you do is you ask everyone. You go around asking people everywhere. Yo, Oblivion devs, you want to join 343 Industries? I'm like, what's that? Awesome, you're on board. Infinity Ward devs, do you want to come work on Halo? And they're like, we have literally been opposing Halo as a marketing tactic for like years now. That's awesome. Welcome aboard. DICE devs, you want to be in Halo? Basically, they just went from door to door to door at all the studios that were nearby. And we're just straight up just being like, have you heard the good word of John 117?
The good word.
And
Would you like to join my religion? What's your religion?
so
I'm in.
Jonathan 11-7 and Jim.
then Jim.
Jim 116.
Where did
No, Jim 141.
Okay.
Can I hold Jim?
Yeah.
where did Jim
Oh, wow,
come
he's
from?
heavier than I thought. he
Yeah,
was.
he's great. He's actually a fantastic sleep companion. I'm not gonna lie. So what?
No, she made a funny face.
Oh, that's because she knows it's true.
It is.
That's because she knows it's true. Where he came from, buddy David.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
David went to a con of some sort or something like that, and there was a store nearby that had one of those left. So I was just like, get it immediately, please. He's so cute. I love him.
I just want to hold him for a second because he said he was kind of heavy.
He is a surprisingly heavy plushie.
For
It's
a
great.
plushie,
For-
like,
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And that's how you can describe Jim. He's surprisingly dense.
I want to.
You got this.
No, he is. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's
It's high
It's his
quality.
that was
head.
right
easy
there.
to do.
His-
I had to get the perfect arch so I could hit the sign.
it's his head that just weighs him around. It is like if he becomes top heavy, if he starts going back.
Now, people often say about Jim, head empty. This is entirely false.
It's like a giant toddler.
Wait, let me see it. Let me see Jim.
So, as
You
well,
said that to me once about being a machine.
about being a meme.
Uh,
So, sort of rounding this whole thing out, they pulled in hundreds of devs from all sorts of corners of the gaming industry. It has been said in the past that they purposefully hired people that did not like Halo. This can easily be misinterpreted, even if it is true, because I don't really think it is. It wouldn't make any sense to bring people on who would purposefully go out of their way to sabotage the game development. That's not just about fans. That's about basically making it so they don't make money. This is a stupid rumor, and I hate it a whole lot because it doesn't make any logical sense when you think about it for more than 1 second. Unfortunately, many of the fan base online doesn't like to do that.
I mean, because here's the thing: like at the end of the day, they're getting hired to do a job. You're not taking into consider they're getting paid to do this job.
Mm-hmm.
So if they don't do a good job, or just like, hey, you are intentionally screwing things up, you're not getting paid. Goodbye. Like they're getting paid to do a job,
Yeah,
and they're professionals. Like that can ruin your that can ruin your career. Like if any
Mhm.
other company gets whiff of like you like going behind the scenes and sabotaging a game, like they're grown, they're adults, they're not children. It's not a game on the playground. Like they're not going to do something like that. At least I would imagine not.
No, so that's why I'm thinking the whole they hate Halo thing. I think it's more just supposed to be they probably worked for companies that had Halo as a competitor.
I mean,
They've-
yeah. I mean, Infinity Ward was a big one.
And maybe even better, this is another version of this theory that I've heard that I actually like a whole lot more. I think this one actually came from Paul Russell himself. I can't remember exactly, so don't quote me on that. But
Quoting you on it.
so essentially the concept of it is that they wanted to hire people that didn't understand the Halo formula, that wouldn't do the same thing again, that would try new things. Because what Bungie did not like doing was trying new things. They liked to iterate. They didn't like to expand. That's the big problem. So Halo 1 to 3, very similar experience from start to finish. There's a couple things that are different. Halo 2 has a big narrative leap, and Halo 3 has a big tech leap with the size of the maps and all of that. But if you really look at it from an objective perspective, Combat Evolved open world levels was the big thing. Halo 2 open world levels, now there's a Scarab is a big thing. Halo 3 open world levels, now you can fight the Scarab is a big thing. It's not as huge of a leap as something like Halo 4, where now you have a whole Star Fox 64 level at the end of the game. Like
That was fun.
That was fun. That was
Yeah.
super fun. So people don't often associate the whole concept of they hired people that hate Halo as just saying they hired people that don't really feel like they have to associate themselves or attach themselves to a specific mechanic. They can develop new things. This is a healthy thing to do in order to make sure that your franchise doesn't go stagnant. And it actually pretty much worked really well. It's just they picked the wrong things to stick with and didn't do enough to make sure that the core audience was appeased. Hello, Jim. So that's the thing. I don't want anyone to come out of this show thinking that I'm just saying like, oh, all the Halo fan base is just a bunch of whiny babies and they don't think about 343's feelings. But the reality that I'm trying to say is that it's never as simple as that one sentence conclusion. There's always something else to it. And if you take a little bit of extra time to just look around interviews, find videos yourself, watch the Halo 4 Vidocs, stuff like that. These sort of things answer a whole lot of the questions that many of you probably have that you've never actually gone to try to find for yourself. I would very much always recommend to not just listen to the person that says that they have the answer and go find your own answers. Especially don't listen to me. Gosh.
Please listen to him.
We've opened a paradox. I've said now, don't listen to me. But I just said, listen to me and don't listen to others.
Speaking.
What do you think, Jim? Kill John Lennon.
Jim.
Hey, yo.
So, when we're coming up on the end of this now, I want to know one thing from each of you. I need to know one positive trait you can think of about 343, and one thing that they've done that you would consider as controversial in the Halo space. Could be gameplay, could be marketing.
I mean, the big positive is I'm a sucker for franchises that have a very extensive universe. While I don't know too much on it, I can respect that they've expanded just the Halo in general in terms of like lore. Made the franchise feel, more alive, and there's just more to it other than just what you played in the game. And I guess in controversial, probably the open world in Halo Infinite. I personally don't mind it. I know it wasn't done great. I'd be willing to try it again. But at this point, I prefer linear. That's probably the biggest one of the bigger controversies that I would say that 343 has implemented.
Who's responsible for taking away dual wielding?
That'd be Bungie.
So
You could say they didn't bring it back.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that.
I'd say for me, 343, where they excelled, as if I said excelled as if they're not still like doing
Spreadsheets.
would be
That's the other
with the community.
part of my life.
I hate you so
While the
much.
community likes to gang up on them, they do give a lot to like the community, like to have a voice. I think maybe even to their own detriment.
They could have pulled the rug out from the community anytime, but they keep those doors open for some reason.
I think they did a better job during Halo 4 and Halo 5's time of being a bit more fostering. I think ever since Infinite came out, it's felt a little bit corporation speaking to the masses.
We'll get
when
to
they
Halo.
interact with the community.
It's because I think I'm sure like with Infinite they had the mindset like, oh yeah, no, this game will thrive for years, and it just the bed. So
Yeah.
now they're frustrated, but it's not our fault.
I think they tried their best to be like chill, like Bungie for a
Yeah.
while, and now
They did a good job of that too.
Yeah.
Those Halo 4 Vidocs are amazing. And remaking a legend from Halo 2 Anniversary's development, that is one of the best Halo documentaries I've ever seen.
Well, then you have stuff like the Fire and Ice unicorn skins and
Mhm.
like all these other little things, like little nuggets.
Doing
Like
stuff.
Bungie did stuff like this too. Don't get me wrong, but
Halo definitely takes us a step further.
I mean, I have
Did I
a.
say Halo or 343?
you
You said
Halo,
Halo,
but I was gonna
but it's
correct
okay.
you.
No,
Okay.
we know what you meant.
But I guess a controversy. There's so many to pick.
Mm-hmm.
I will say it's basically the entire development of Halo Infinite.
Yeah,
We'll get into Halo Infinite's development a little bit deeper because we've already gone into its story, but I learned a lot of things about its development recently. And
I
talked about.
have something to add.
Please add.
A pro and con at the same time.
In one topic?
Yes. This is like kind of going off of Halo Infinite. The armor effects. Well, I'm glad they're back. 99% of them look absolutely stupid, and I can't stand them.
I can't help but feel like I'm playing Destiny sometimes.
I think they're stupid. I'm honestly, I think every Spartan will probably look a lot better without them. I don't like neon fluorescent unicorn, like the literal Halo ring above some Spartans.
It's funny. 'cause
Flaming
when-
shoulder plate. It looks dumb. It
when they
looks really
announced it was
dumb.
coming back, that was my first thought. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
My mind went to
They're going to
microtransactions.
make it Fortnite.
I mean, I thought microtransactions. That was my next line. I
The
thought
Fortnite-ification of
Halo.
Halo.
Yeah.
The thing that really sucked to me, I would have been fine with armor effects in a lot of ways if just effects in general, grenades, explosions of all types, plasma weapons, disintegrations, armor effects especially, didn't just obviously exist on a flat plane that is just bending around your
I
armor.
think this is the third week in a row we've talked about the Halo Infinite explosions.
It's because like it's getting bothersome now.
Yeah, but we're running out of things for Connor to cherry pick.
Well, you already
already
talked
won.
about the dual wield,
Yeah, I
but
like how they didn't bring back the dual wielding.
because they
and-
could have. I'm still wanting it back. There's no. I don't think like putting aside your meta. Screw your meta.
That's why it's
dual
not
wielding
back.
is fun.
That's why it's
Especially
not
the
back.
dual wielding is fun.
Because the comp scene would probably throw a pissy
The
fit.
comp scene.
At least put it in custom games.
We're to
Or
HCS
put it-
in a week and a
Say
half.
we're going to HCS.
Let's
chill
not
out.
say anything.
'Cause
Okay.
They might come up to us.
I know the
Listen.
competitive community. Plasma pistol, sidekick. Oh my god, so many people would crash out. But you can just ban dual wielding in the comp scene. You can make an option to turn it off on certain game modes.
When you have the thing is when you have dual wielding,
You want to chill?
Damn.
I didn't mean to do that.
Flipping tables.
You poor thing.
Anyway, you were saying.
I don't even fucking remember.
Well,
Comp. Sorry.
Yeah.
When dual wield, you have to balance dual wieldable weapons and make them basically weaker, so you can dual wield it and not
But that
be
takes too much
overpowered.
time.
It's just, but like that's
It ruins the single weapon.
Mm-hmm.
How about we keep
Because
that
that's my problem with
multiplayer?
dual wielding. Dual wielding is fun, but like half of the dual wieldable weapons in Halo 2 and 3 are useless on their own.
usually, but that's the thing. The concept was there. You could have easily refined it, since 343 is good at refining usually. You take, let's say, like Halo 2 probably has one of the best executions I've seen. The Needler by itself, trash. Needler, 2 of them, way better, because now it just takes less needles.
It sounds so cool.
Halo 3, plasma rifle plus Magnum. The Magnum by itself is trash. The plasma rifle is pretty usable because you can shred shields. Now you can shred shields and just get one headshot. It's like, it turns it into a utility thing, because now instead of having to only have 2 weapons you can swap between, now you can have 3. 2 of them are in your hand already. You can easily refine the system. It's so dumb that they won't bring it back for some reason.
I say if anything, at least have it in campaign or custom games. If people
Maybe,
fight
yeah.
about it too much in multiplayer,
No,
sure,
I
keep it
don't.
out.
I don't even say stop there. I just say like in competitive modes, maybe limit it. Like leave it in base multi on social. Leave it in social. But if you like in ranked and like comp play, then if the comp scene throws a fit about it, make it so you can't dual wield in comp like that. That's
Add
all.
a toggle.
Yeah, like have a toggle or something that where like if you go in a ranked, you cannot like in the rules. Like no dual, like you can't dual wield. Like not the like you'll get in trouble if you do. As in like make it physically just not possible. Like that is doable. That is absolutely doable.
No,
we should lead the push for bringing back dual wielding.
we can lead a whole lot of different things. So for my positives and controversial, I only have one big positive to say that I've thought about for a while, and it's straight up that Halo Infinite's campaign was the first one since 4 that made me feel something. You guys did a very good job of pulling in a lot of book stuff, and I like that a whole lot, because I'm sitting here bawling over him saying Samuel. But I'm also here bawling over watching scenes that only played out in the Fall of Reach novel, and it's happening right there in front of me, such as Halsey talking to John with Cortana for the first time. That is fantastic. Controversial, the fact that you even considered recasting Master Chief and Cortana. The fact you even thought about it.
They did not.
They did, and they tried.
Unbelievable.
I did not know
out
this.
about it.
Yeah, they tried
I'm
to
mad.
recast Steve Downes and Jen Taylor.
That makes me.
I knew about
For
it,
what
just didn't
game?
know if it was
Infinite.
real. Infinite. You didn't know this?
No.
They wanted to really make Infinite a whole new reboot.
They wanted like they were really buying into the whole reboot.
See,
I mean, I think with the mindset with Steve Downes respectfully just getting a little bit older.
Yeah,
He's
but
only
you
in
just
his
move on.
70s.
You let Chief's story end and you pick a new character.
But
Like,
Jen Taylor,
Steve
like
Downes is Master Chief
Is
and
Halo.
Jen Taylor is
Cortana, you can't.
people just often don't think about, and I know that you guys haven't played this game, but it was significant. Splinter Cell Blacklist. Splinter Cell Blacklist, great game. Plays really well. It's fantastic. It's smooth. They recasted Sam Fisher as some other guy, and it wasn't Michael Ironside, which is a big problem because Ironside is what we call a god tier voice. And when they replaced him with some other guy that didn't sound nearly as intense as Ironside, the entire Splinter Cell community went up in arms, wondering where he is, to the point that Michael Ironside came back to play Fisher when the Wildlands DLC came out, or the extra mission. That was him playing his original character, making references to the fact that he's the only one left in his genre from the original days.
That was cool.
It was neat. And I guess they just will never learn this lesson, that it is never a good idea to recast an iconic character. The only time that it is okay to do so is if it's something that is so simple that anyone could take it over, like how they're trying to figure out how they're going to recast Mario because the original actor is finally too old to do the job. Or you just let the character's story end and you let somebody else take over for a bit. It doesn't seem that hard to me.
I just don't see an end for like the story of Master Chief coming anytime soon. If you do that, like you have to do some serious planning because there's been like zero indication that it's ending.
You know how mad I'll be if Chief gets his final moment, whether it's death or retirement, and it's not Steve Downes voicing it.
Oh no, that can't happen.
Yeah, that can't happen.
That legitimately can't happen.
Jump off that horror.
I would
story.
I would probably abandon anything
Okay.
Halo.
I'm gonna jump away from that.
Yeah, I would
Q&A time.
probably step away from Halo for a
Wait,
long while.
I have my favorite 343.
You do?
You
Yeah.
do.
That it's one of the numbers that follows you guys around.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true.
343 and 141.
Why is up with the 4?
I don't know.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's a little.
Just this weird number I've noticed that started following me around. I'm like, that's cool. And then I'm like, point out to another friend. He's like, he kept sending me pictures. And I kept telling people, and they kept sending me pictures. And then we have a group chat that got made. They kept seeing it, and now we spread it to the Discord.
I think my favorite. This is the last thing I'll say before we get off topic. My favorite 141 encounters with James.
Oh, we are talking
A few years back, I think it was 2018. Me and James are going to a Monday Night Raw, and the Miz was on a talk show, and he was going on a rant. And we're just listening to the Miz just rant. He's like, I've been champion for 141. Like me and James are both dozing off on this car ride. He's like, I've been champion for 141 days. Like we bullshit. We're like, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. We just started screaming because it was a mental flashbang.
So my most recent one that happened, it's a crazy one. And I also think I'm also saying this out in public for the first time, but I had signed up for a motorcycle ride with like a bunch of people right at once. It was called Bikers for Boobs because it was for breast cancer awareness. And so when I signed up, I was the 141st person to sign up because I got my bag with my t-shirt and it said 141 on it. And I wasn't able to go because I had crashed my motorcycle.
The best way that story ended.
It was a bad omen. It was a bad omen all along. We were always debating if it was a bad or a good omen.
Yeah, I
Our
still got the
hotel room
scars.
on our honeymoon was room 141.
Yes.
I remember that.
And also the line that I was standing in for graduation was line 141.
We have now cursed the entire audience.
Yes.
There is some significance meaning to that number, and I'm telling you,
It'll come up
in
one
like
day.
5 years, something major is going to happen, and that number is going to like show its ugly face.
All right. So I guess we got to keep our eyes open for 2030.
Maybe.
Okay. Q&A time.
Oh, I love this part.
Harley asks, why does the flood need infection forms if flood spores can infect biomass the same way? It faster.
It's faster, yes.
That was easy.
141. That's fun.
Huh?
The timer.
Oh,
on.
Okay, now you're just looking
that's
for
kind of cherry picking.
Slip, Spirit of 01 asks, if you guys could cosplay as any character in the Halo universe, who would it be?
George, Emil.
Rookie. No, Tarkov.
I don't know. Probably some random ODST would be fun.
He also asks, Shane, bonus question, who would it be if it wasn't Emil?
That's f***ing amazing.
And like
He
a book.
knew. He just knew.
He asked that question months ago.
Yeah, he knew. He just knew.
He could hit me with that too. He just had to hit Shane with
To be
it.
fair, I was gonna say I think everyone's answer but James's was relatively predictable. I'm just being put on the spotlight for some reason. Yeah, no, I'd probably go Master Chief.
Fair. Classic.
Yeah.
We'll have to meet all of the cosplayers when we're at HCS because there's a lot of them, and one of them is a pal of mine. His name is Spartan John. He's a really cool
John
guy.
Halo.
Yeah, his armor is fantastic. It's really well made. He even has a QR code you can scan on it that will take you to his website.
That's fun.
It's really cool. It's really cool. He's also a veteran, so he's even cooler. Harley asks, what did you guys get Austin for his birthday? What did you guys get me for my birthday? Did you get me anything for my birthday? Not that it's a problem.
We hung out and did a podcast together and had a great time.
I'm pretty sure
that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't get anything from you guys.
I want to say I got you something. Something. No, hold
Shane
on.
sent me $20 on my birthday.
I didn't get sent any money on my birthday from anyone.
It's never too late, guys.
You have to understand, August was like the worst month ever in my life.
That's fine. I'm not,
I forgot like 2 birthdays, so just be happy I remembered yours.
I'm not even worried about it. I don't often expect it. One of my favorite birthdays I ever had was my mother going out of her way to get just one thing that I wanted real bad, and it was a new jacket from the mall that I'd seen and 7 bars of chocolate. I didn't get anything else for my birthday, just a new jacket and 7 bars of chocolate.
I'll tell you guys after.
Oh,
We either wrap this up. I'll tell you after. I'll tell you after. It's a jump scare if I've ever seen it. Damn it.
Noah asks, favorite fruit?
Pineapple.
Orange.
It used to be strawberries,
Blood oranges or strawberries?
but I'm gonna go with apple.
Why? Why? What did I do to
I
you?
just
gotta be
I like
something-
an apple.
I love
Gotta be
how
something
oranges
different.
come pre-sliced. Naturally.
Oranges?
Yeah.
Pre-sliced?
You can just pull them apart in slices.
But then there's like cuties in there, the little
You
tiny
do?
ones.
You peel the orange.
Just
Oh,
move
that's
on.
what you mean.
Just move on.
Okay.
Just move on.
I
Just
thought you meant
move
you just
on.
like ripped
Just
the
move on.
orange into pieces.
Just move on. Just move on.
Noah asks again, Red Bull or Monster? Red Bull.
Monster.
Depends on the day. I think I like Monster.
I don't drink either one.
Monster
now.
tastes better. Red Bull, if I'm trying to cut back on my caffeine.
I honestly don't really drink either that much.
Red Bull give us free.
Okay.
Actually, I like Blue Red Bull. Blue Red
I
Bull
don't
trumps.
drink either one, but I like the coconut flavor for Red Bull. And then
What is wrong with you?
the only Monster that I drink, if I do get a Monster now, is going to be the Monster import can.
There's so both oddly specific answers.
Yeah. I really like Celsius right now.
Celsius is really good. Slip is back and asking again, adding on to the question above, Connor, how the are you alive drinking that many energy drinks? I drink a few sips and feel like my heart is about to jump out of my chest, bro.
Strong heart.
Broken.
Heart days.
Has not gotten a physical in a long time, guarantee it.
Not since football.
Dick Hammerbush asks, James, do you or do you not feel bonita?
I feel bonita.
Wonderful, because you are.
Is that a reference
Bonita.
to some of your
Yes.
Yes, it's a Family Guy reference.
Ah, okay.
Everyone does their job, and they do a pretty good job about it.
Noah is back and asking, how did Virgil become the library mascot, if Virgil is? I don't know if Virgil is the mascot. I don't think Jim. It's Jim.
I thought it was Tom.
Gosh, there's so many different
Yeah, it's
answers
Cat.
for this question.
I think Tom's more the dude's channel mascot.
Okay, that makes
Especially
sense.
since he doesn't make appearances, you know.
I mean, if I had to bring Tom here, he'd probably have a heart attack.
His
went
busy
out-
schedule, I understand.
Yeah, he's too busy sleeping and spreading hair all over my bed.
And occasionally puking.
Yeah, that's a little more than occasionally, unfortunately.
Honestly, Halo is the library's mascot, just in general. The various characters that come around this studio, like Jim here. But Chummy, our cat, is probably the closest thing to a non-Halo related mascot.
Connor.
Wait a minute.
the library mascot. Question from Air Dot asks, at the beginning of Halo 2, if Master Chief had, as Johnson said, wore something nice, except his gorgeous armor, do you think he would have had more issues fighting the Covenant when they attacked the station? And how in Cortana's digitalized ass would he have given back the bomb?
Well, he wouldn't.
He wouldn't.
I mean, if you
He'd probably get his armor. Add that to the quest line.
I mean, recall the dialogue. If you didn't have Cortana, remember he's like, "How much time was left?" And she's like, "You don't want to know."
Which was like 30
if he,
seconds or
yeah, I was
so.
gonna say, if he had to go up there and be like, "Okay, I got to figure out how to disarm this myself," he'd probably be dead. It would have went off.
I really love that one meme that's like, how much time was left? Now.
How much time is left? Well,
Section 0, nice reference to Oni there, asks, have the Forerunners experimented with black holes in any of their mega projects? Yeah, almost like all of them. Black holes are where they get a lot of their energy, if it's not stars. They get their energy from black holes, slip space, and stars. It's just kind of their thing.
Neat.
Antimatter is a huge thing for them. White Tiger 1115 asks, "Hey guys, big fan, smiley face.
Hey,
Fairly new listener, been making my way through all the episodes. How do you think Halo 7 should handle the weapons sandbox?
Fun.
Increase it.
Have a good time."
add every weapon
I think
from every Halo.
genuinely just fun. That should be the motto.
Bring back dual wielding.
I'm not afraid to say it. I love Halo 5 sandbox.
It's great. It's fun.
No, it's fun.
It's not only
I don't
fun,
care if it's redundant. Like
redundancy is a stupid thing because you can always work around redundancy. If you can't store the information of that many weapons, then what are you even doing? It's fun. Focus on fun more than utility, especially since all those weapons in Halo 5 have utility. Like they all can be used.
just because some of them have similar utility, like who cares?
I can memorize the TTK. You can't. Noah is back asking, favorite artificial flavor?
Favorite artificial flavor?
I don't know any off the top of my head.
You know,
I would have to go with blue raz flavored stuff.
that is a good
lemon
option.
lime.
Blue Raz isn't even a real thing.
That's true.
Mine is Skill Issue, the bomb pop flavor from Glitch Energy.
Connor 141 at checkout. That's spelled
You guys, I was like, I'm like, is really no one gonna plug their favorite Glitch?
I was gonna go with like orange.
Orange.
Oh, no. I do have a favorite. What bananas used to taste like. That now is in all banana candy.
What bananas used to taste like?
Bananas don't
Do you want
taste.
me to explain?
Please explain.
Okay, so bananas are weird clone fruit. Because of how they're cultivated to be seedless.
I'm just gonna say.
They like chop off part of a plant to propagate it and start a new banana plant. And that's how they maintain like the seedless varieties, because wild bananas have like giant like seeds in them and wouldn't be tasty. So back in like the 60s, there's this virus that like looked at bananas and were like, ooh, basically genetically identical plants. Oh boy, yummy yum. And just wiped out the entire like population of bananas of that specific type.
Banana side.
So
Banana side.
Kyle, cover your ears.
The banana side, they switched to a different variety of bananas and the cultivars and stuff. The
That
same
might be
disease.
top 10 funniest things I've ever said.
The same
Oh,
disease is really close to figuring out the genetic makeup of our current bananas. So in a few years, if bananas start tasting different, that's why. But anyway, banana candies, like the banana flavor, was developed when we were eating the old bananas back in the 60s.
So that's why artificial banana tastes nothing like an actual banana.
Because it tastes like the old bananas.
And ironically enough, bananas used to taste better then. They used to taste amazing.
Back in my day, bananas tasted good.
It's wild though,
That's
right?
bananas.
I was gonna
Only a
say
few
that.
more questions to go. Noah is back asking favorite gummy. Austin, I know yours is Nerds Gummies. Okay, you don't have to.
Okay, yeah, you don't get to answer now.
It's Haribo, whatever.
Like, I don't know. The Scooby Doo. Do you have a favorite gummy?
Not really, no.
Connor?
Blue Sour Patch Kids.
I'm surprised they weren't of the dispensary variety.
I wanted to keep it kid friendly.
I used the big word, so we're fine.
Yeah.
Slap Nuts is back. We got 5 more to go. Slap Nuts is back asking favorite Easter egg song from COD Zombies.
115.
Beauty of Annihilation.
Beauty of
The one.
Wait, no. Isn't there? It's on train.
I'll pick a different one if you want that one.
No, I was gonna say
Moons is
like
pretty good.
my backup.
Because also Abracadabra is one of my favorites.
That's pretty fire.
What's on the original Moon? I don't remember.
I think that's Abracadabra.
I'm pretty sure. My backup. I know it's not a fun mode or anything, but Transit has Carry On hidden in it,
It does?
and I'm gonna
Yeah,
try
but
it
it's
out.
Transit.
Huh?
It has 3 hidden songs.
Oh, wait. Not Ready to Die is up there as well.
Which map is that on?
Call of the Dead.
Oh, I've never played it.
Me neither, actually.
Mob of the Dead with Johnny Cash. Am I getting?
Oh yeah, I'm actually working on putting.
They're all
together,
good.
I'm
They're all good,
putting.
yeah.
I'm putting together a playlist of all the Easter egg songs. I can send you the link after it's done.
You could probably just. I could probably literally just type in zombies Easter egg songs.
We should-
Okay, but I don't use Spotify.
There's
should
already
ho-
like 10 playlists
we should
made.
find a modded zombies map and like that can host just to have a ton of people and like have a modded zombies game.
Closest that we can get right now is 8.
I think all around enhancement gets 12.
Hmm.
I might be wrong though.
We could give it a shot.
Can you imagine trying to revive 5 idiots like during a Panzer round?
Slip is back asking favorite zombies map. I never grow bored, and I will often replay it. I don't know what it is. I think it's primarily the vibe. Knocked. It's the first. I'll take the remaster. I love the remaster, but
Remasters
Knocked
are
is
good.
just. It has that zhuzh.
This is such a hard question.
Yeah.
I know.
What
but
was it?
I think
Favorite zombies map.
map.
Oh,
I'm gonna split this into 2 categories. I'm gonna go with playing with friends and soloing. For soloing, I'm probably gonna have to say Kino der Toten because it's my best map for soloing and one of my favorite maps.
It's easy.
Where do you train at? Never mind. Anyways, for multiplayer, I have to say Doris because you can't. I'm sorry. Nights on the catwalk with the boys, unbeatable.
yeah. Shoot. Mine's probably Mob of the Dead. The Pack-a-Punch is insanely hard, but it's very rewarding once you finally get it. But like if someone goes down, you're all going down. Like it's a chain effect. If you go down on a high round on Mob of the Dead, you're cooked.
Mob is
Probably my favorite.
it's top 5. For
Yeah, for me, it's Chili's.
Oh my
Hi,
god,
welcome to Chili's.
that was unironically so fun. We found a hidden gem.
It's not actually.
I wanted to stay away from.
I'm going to
custom
use
maps.
a real map. It's so hard. I'm going to do what Connor did. No, I'm not going to do what Connor did.
Just answer. Just throw one out there.
I live a hard life because my favorite map is Origins and everyone else hates it.
I don't hate it. I just don't play it very often.
I'd never sunk. a
Shane
good amount of
hates
time
it.
into
I
it.
dislike it.
Really?
I dislike Origins.
It's a good map.
I dislike Origins.
There are giant robos.
If you can get past
the aura
first
behind
Panzer
it.
round,
That's the thing. You just have to get past the first Panzer
that
round.
first pans around is a bit. It's so.
unless you
And
have
then
the
hitting
rank
the
up.
mud and you walk at the speed of a toddler.
And
It's
bunny hop, bro.
frustrating.
My
It's
tie
so
break,
frustrating.
because this is also one of my favorites, is Gorod Krovi.
Right, that's
we
a good one.
tried to finish the Easter egg on that like last year.
We still
never
need to
got-
go back and
we
do
never-
it.
We
we
got
was-
close.
We did. There was just one. I think a few
We
people
messed
went.
something up.
A few people went down. We messed up part of the Easter egg, and like we just couldn't get back on our feet after that.
We also tried Shadows of Evil a bunch of times too.
We got also go
I
close
got
on
real
that one.
sick of Shadows of Evil.
We got
because
close. We got close. We got close on Shadows.
It was fun
of
to
Evil.
learn that map though, because I actually never really bothered to learn it. Because
It's
I just
fun.
when Black Ops 3 came out, I just played the Giant over and over again.
I wanted the
So-
RK5.
I wanted the RK5. No, so did I.
So we're landing there.
Yeah.
3 more to go. Dadaroth asks, okay, weird lore question. After seeing what Spartan 1337 and those teenagers were capable of, note that it's not canon, by the way, before this question continues. But I'm sure you know that because you're Dadaroth. What do you think the Master Chief, Thel Vadam, and other main heroes could do in that universe? Okay, so you did take that into account. They could probably Kamehameha unironically. Probably do some sort of magic.
Probably do more.
Probably.
Like I don't know what to say.
I think they'll probably throw something at the power of a Mac. I'm just calling it. He's probably got like jacked muscles in that universe.
I'm not gotten much into Toei animations.
Jacked muscles.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I can't really say the abilities and stuff.
That's fair. Connor, what do you think? You've seen more than we have.
Of what, Dragon Ball or
Any of Toei's animations.
mainly Dragon Ball?
That's fine. So Master Chief, Thel Vadam, and other main heroes. What do you think their upper limits would be? Over 9,000.
Get it?
See, they're not saying, so I don't think they're going too crazy on the power level. I'd say they're probably they'll get the weird ability that the Tenshin guy has. I think that's his name. The guy who originally had 3 eyes. He's got that ability. He can just blow giant holes in the ground.
I want to watch that show so bad. Slip is back asking, what movie would you guys wish to see again for the first time?
Fury. That's because I saw that in an IMAX theater in Vegas, and I will never watch the movie again because I want to remember it.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That movie changed me.
The first time.
Watching it for the first time by James's recommendation at like 11 p.m. at night in pitch black darkness in my room felt like a psychedelic experience.
solely for the theater experience I had on it, probably No Way Home, just because that I saw that in theaters on opening night, and that was probably the best theater experience I've ever had in my life.
Ready Player One was pretty good in the theater.
That was awesome. Ready Player One was a banger.
I think I had an answer, but Shane, you made me change my answer to Godzilla -1.
Oh, that's a very close.
That was
second.
the best theater experience I've.
That was
you watched it in the D-box seats, right?
with you.
With
You
me,
were
yeah.
there.
I was going to say, I was fairly certain we
were
watched
there.
it together.
I was there too.
Okay, yeah. So
I don't
was
think
right.
Connor was.
No.
Loser.
But being in the plane, that was fun.
Oh, it's so good.
That was awesome. Cool. Last question.
Oh,
Sorry.
I love Q&A.
The Whole Protocol asks, my wife asked me if Spartan 2s to be precise, get a salary or are paid in any way for their service to the UNSC. Being child soldiers with nothing else to do might mean that the UNSC would provide all goods and services for them so they wouldn't need money for anything. But as they grow into to adulthood, I would assume, though, that they do get paid, but I can't remember if it was ever mentioned in the books. But I'm sure that Spartan 4s have always been paid and surviving Spartan 3s do now that they're enlisted and not a secret suicide squad anymore.
That sounds like an Austin question.
I was about to say, you guys are staring at me for a reason.
I don't know if they get paid.
Okay. So in Halo Silent Storm,
Here we go.
it should be noted, you will probably remember this as soon as I start talking about this. Crowther, the leader of the Black Daggers, finds out kind of how old the Spartans are because despite the fact that Oni scrubbed the records, they did not scrub their whatever the records that military personnel have that basically keeps track of their payments. So that alone, it was like pay stubs or something. That alone means that they are getting paid even as children, but they're getting paid as adults because they can't be allowed to be spotted as children. But because of that mistake, he was able to date back their start. He was like, you guys had to have enrolled no older than when you were you were 12 years old. And it was noted that John was like, if only he knew. We were younger than that when we started. So yes, that would imply they do get paid. Everyone gets paid in the UNSC. So there you go. But anyway,
John's rolling in it.
Yeah. That would do it for this episode of The Library. When we come back next week, we might have Matt Forbeck. Who knows? If we don't, though, we're going to go into a little bit of comparison between the gold and silver timelines.
Yay.
It'll be fun. Now that the show is canceled, we have a definitive silver timeline to go off.
It's over. They got to the Halo ring and we just don't know what happens next.
Man, if only there was like a way to figure out what happens after he gets to the Halo ring.
Who knows what they were going to do?
Right, honestly.
They might have fired that thing.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for listening today. If you want to support us directly, you can go to patreon.com/JumperScape. If you want to join our community, that's discord.gg/JumperScape. If you want to donate to us directly and help us greenlight shows, that is ko-fi.com/JumperScape. All support makes Jim happy and keeps this show alive.
Don't forget the glitch.
I have 2 more things to go through, man. I've got 2 more points here. So,
sorry, I was early.
you can go to jumperscape.com if you want to see what else is going on with our shows and all of that. Or if you want to check out our excellent merch that was designed by excellent artists. And lastly, if you want to support us again, glitchenergy.com. Use code Connor141 spelled
CONNOR 141
at checkout, and you'll get a little bit of a discount and it'll go towards supporting us. So Thank you guys so much for listening today, and we will see you guys next week for Gold versus Silver, and on Thursday when we get on the podcast.
The library was produced and published by JumperScape Audio. Funding was provided by our fantastic patrons on Patreon. If you enjoy the show and wish to support JumperScape's future projects or get some sweet benefits, join our Patreon at patreon.com/JumperScape or become part of this truly special community at discord.gg/JumperScape. Thank you for your listenership, and we hope you enjoyed.